Alright guys, so we've been running this for, I don't know, it's probably been about 8 hours since I did this. Not exactly sure, I could be wrong. Now, what they tell you to do is to lock this on here and to leave it there. And what that does, at first I was actually complaining about it just a little bit at the beginning of the video about this being so hard to come off, but I think the reason it's so hard to come off is because it needs to detent the little ball inside the greaser, okay, and that allows this to slowly seep any oil you have, all the lubricant, down in through it, okay. So actually, now that I've given it some thought, I actually like that feature about that, being that it will slowly seep that in there. With that being said, I did not even leave this on here. I knew I had gotten some down in there, so I just walked away and I went and used this. Okay, I went and used it for a little while. First, I fixed this. Y'all saw that this was messed up. You can go back in the video and look at it if you want. I got all this fixed back up, got it greased back going. You know, everything's going good with this one. And then I went back to work. So I only worked with this for a couple hours, but it's been probably 8 hours since I originally did this. Now, I want to go ahead and give this a shot. Like I said, I did not leave this on because I was using it. Ideally, what they're telling you to do is to leave this on and to leave it maybe even overnight if it's a really bad grease zerk. Now, the problem that I see with that is that most of my grease zerks are going to be sideways. This one happens to be up and down, so we are fortunate in that regard. So let's just see if it works. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm actually seeing it splash out the side there. So it is shooting it through. Alright, that's good. So what I've learned with this is if you can't tap it the way I'm seeing it, don't do it. You're already doing it too hard. Do it a little bit harder. If it won't do it, let it sit and rest for a little bit. So now let's see if it'll take some grease. Coming out?
Oh yeah.
It is? Where's it at? Oh yeah. It's real liquidy right now because it's got to push all that stuff out. And I highly suggest pushing it out. It's forcing junk in there, so you really want to try to clean that out.
That's a lot.
That looks good to me there. Yep. That's 3 out of 3. The first 2, they wouldn't, you know, all 3 of them wouldn't take grease. The first 2, it worked, you know, right off the bat. This one, I had a little bit of trouble. Part of it was actually my fault. I should have turned it upside down like that and bumped it a couple times. I didn't read directions. You know how men are. So I should have done that and I didn't. Okay, so that was my fault. My thoughts on the tool, like I said, y'all are going to make your own thoughts. But overall, it is a quality looking tool. I do like it. These gaskets are good and strong. These little gaskets that are on here. I know that they're strong because when I was really hitting on it, I still wasn't having anything come back in here, and it was working really well. Honestly, guys, it's a win. Now, is it a win for everything? I don't know. It's hard to say. When you get a grease zerk that's on the side like this, and you can't leave it and let it seep down in, like this one right here, you could seep down in there. No, that's not going to work quite as good. But at the same time, I didn't leave it on this one. All I did was get some in there, and then that was enough for it to sit for just a couple hours and then be ready. And honestly, that went really well. I mean, y'all saw how much I was fighting it. Part of it was my own fault, but then even afterwards, it was still having a pretty good bit of trouble. And that's because that grease zerk was pretty bad. So overall, I do think it is a win. I do like it. I intend to keep it in my arsenal. It's up to you whether you buy it. If I have a link, I'll drop a link down in the description. Thanks, everybody.